Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, 100 jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate in the end zone. We don't got no time in the wait. H-time run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game going to overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine. Can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get us a ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. H-time the home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the H-Time Rundown. This is your boy AD, and I got my co-hosts in the building. We got Mike G, we got Jules, we got Auntie Swan. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Tuesday night?
Oh, we swarming.
We're doing well, sir.
We
You
are
see that down there?
swarm.
Swarm.
Swarm Texans. Oh, y'all
First
ain't
down.
swarming. Y'all see them.
First down.
They're not used to being in the house to do that. Okay, like you said, do it again.
Texans.
First down.
No, it's swarm. God dang.
All right. Anyways, man. You know, it's draft week. Happy draft week.
Very draftness.
You know, and it's that time of the year. Hold on. Rumor say gummies are frying me right now. But you already know, man, it's draft week. It's probably the most exciting time in all season for NFL football. More exciting than free agency, more exciting, you know, than really anything. OTAs, anything like that, training camp. Hold on. H-time first round. But definitely, man, it's the draft week, and it's time to talk about the final mock draft for the Houston Texans for the H-time rundown. And we will have, you know, a different kind of style we're going to do it in round robin style. Not round robin, but group think style, similar to Nick Casario. But first, Jules, you want to talk about the news of the day that's been going on in the NFL?
Well, I know the Tennessee Titans they say they have their number one pick. They're not trading down. The Giants and Browns are looking for trade partners. I don't know if that means to trade up into the second round or trade down from the top picks. So I know they're looking for trading partners. I don't know which one's which.
Yeah, it was for the number 2 and number 3 pick. They're fielding calls at least. So.
As reported, but I still think they would probably trade back up in the second round to the first round because I don't think the quarterbacks are really worth somebody trading up for them. And normally you're trading to second, third for really high end quarterbacks or a high end player. Travis Hunter to me is not really a kind of guy I would trade for, but he could be dynamic. He could be that one player that you trade for. But anybody else, I'm thinking they're not really high tradable guys for it when you give up multiple first round picks to move up.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Texas on 3, Killer Cal, and those guys live as well. So y'all go ahead and check those guys out as well after you get through their time right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Right.
But yeah, man, what else going on? I don't think anything else is really populating. I know they said Genty has a chance to go top 5.
Yeah.
To the Jaguars. That fits about right to them.
I hope so.
If not,
I hope so.
me too. I don't want them to go with Mason Graham. I really don't. I don't want them to get a dual Carter, but I don't think he's going to get past 4. Most folks don't think he will get past 4. But
hot take.
Yeah. Huh?
I think hot take. I don't think that goddamn Mason Graham is as great as everybody think he's gonna be.
What?
I think he's a great value, Brandon Fisk.
Oh hell no.
Hot take.
Yeah, it's very hot take.
I mean, I think he's good.
Hold on, that's Friday fish grease kind of hot take.
I'll just say
it's that good grease.
I don't think he's in the same stratosphere as a guy I interviewed before he got drafted, Aaron Donald, who went 12th or 13th overall.
No,
For Ma-
Mason. I think Mason Graham gets a lot of hype because he's white and he has a lot of energy. He plays with a JJ Watt has changed the game on white defensive tackles. So
technically he's defensive end, but
JJ
I'm
Watt.
gonna take it.
If JJ Watt played in the 4-3, he'd be a D tackle.
That's true.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's just the point, like that energy, effort kind of guy, high motor. That's the word, high motor.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
but dude, talented. I mean, let's not do that.
Talented, but I don't think he's top 5 talented. Honestly, if you want to go just by talent, Walter Nolan is more talented than Mason Graham.
Whoa. Okay. Now that
I do have some.
right
We was talking about some other folks earlier today. There are some that do think that they're. Some think that he's above him. Some think they're right there, or it's very close. So I've heard all 3.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't have a problem with either one. But no, I think Mason Graham is that dude.
He said Mason Graham looked like an aggressive tater tot.
I don't give a.
But anyway,
I don't want that aggressive tater tot coming after my old line. So
there's been a lot of talk about a lot of things, including the Texans trading up in this draft. A lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of puff passing around the Texans trading up in this draft, or being active in this draft. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of talk that Texans are clamoring for Kelvin Banks and they're going to trade the world to get Kelvin Banks. And again, when these type of things come out like that, from it, I take it with a minuscule grain of salt, because nothing, as we've known for at least the last 3 years, nothing leaks out of that front office for the Houston Texans.
He's not from the day before. The day before.
At least
tomorrow.
There's only been one instance.
It's only been one
tomorrow
instance.
We might, because David Jeremiah did report that the Texans were wanting to go from 12 to 3.
No, that wasn't even. No, that was just his prediction.
No, he got that prediction from something. Okay, right. And I think he got it from the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think he got it technically from the Texans, but he got that information from the Cardinals.
Yeah, shout out DQ supporting both podcasts at the same time. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. But I don't put it past Nick to trade up. But when you say trade up, that may be moving up 2-3 spots, whatever the case may be, or trading back.
Well, there's also a report about a lot of teams wanting to trade back too.
Yeah,
a lot of those teams. So we'll see.
I hate to say it, but between 2 and 6, those picks will determine a lot, because if either the Giants or the Browns trade back, or if one of them don't take Shedeur, then it'll get interesting, because the Saints, are linked to Shedeur if he falls. And then there's some that says, hey, they may even take Raiders may even take Shedeur, because Brady's one has been trading them. It's like, okay, technically Geno is really on a 2-year deal. And then you got the Steelers who need a quarterback. So let's say none of them do it, and they just go ahead and take picks, and they want to trade back in the first to get that 5th-year option. That could be an opportunity for us to trade back.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm gonna say this: if Shedeur falls past the Steelers, I don't think it's teams that are going to trade up for Shedeur. I think I said
I can see them doing to get that 5th-year option.
Yeah, exactly. Just for that.
Yeah.
It'd be like pick 30, 31.
Just like they did with Lamar.
Yeah. I predicted that one too.
At the end of the draft, they traded back in to do that because they want that 5th-year option in it. Typically you want that.
Yeah, we gotta see. It's
gonna be crazy. I think it is. I think right now
it's unpredictable.
Right now, I think teams. I know teams are talking.
Mm-hmm.
And
go ahead.
And then when that, they say, hey, the draft, here we go. Now you gotta start making them deals. Do you not? Right now it's like, hey, speculation.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying a lot of that too is a lot of agent talk, putting a lot of that stuff out there. But go ahead, Mike.
But then again, teams put stuff out there too, telling agents such and such. Because when you always hear how players come back, and say, "Oh, such and such told me, yeah, we taking you, be that. You gonna be there. We gonna take you, blah blah blah," and it doesn't happen. So we know it. We know this is truly lying time. How you doing, Jules?
Hey, just to answer that question for Mike, what if we get Jameson Williams for one of our draft picks in day 2? I'm not trading a day 2 draft pick for Jameson Williams. I'm being on when I say that is that I'm not trading that high of a pick for a guy that's trying to get paid too. So Jameson Williams is going into that year where you got to decide if you want to pick up his 5th-year option and if you want to pay him an extension contract. I'm not trading a 2nd or 3rd round pick for that. I would trade a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick.
No. He's worth more than that. You joking, right?
I'm not joking because Jameson, first of all,
I would give up a 3rd for him because there in the 3rd round, there's not anyone that's a Jameson Williams as far as what he can do on the. Hold up, we're trying to win. I'm saying as far as win. So in the 3rd round, I don't think there is a wide receiver that is going to give you immediately what Jameson Williams is going to give you. With Nico and Jameson Williams on that field together, oh, that would be nasty.
So how many games did Jameson Williams play last year?
I'm not sure, but he was a very good contributor and
enough to cook a lot of defenses out there.
I'm not gonna pour. It don't matter for Texans how many games you play. We're gonna extend you regardless.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact of the production. When he's on the field, so I'll ask it this way, AD. When he is on the field, what does he give you?
This is the first season that he was on the field.
There were injuries and there were suspensions.
See, I'm trying to be serious here.
No, but I'm being serious too. Like,
what does he give you when he's on the field?
But Swan, you're trading a 3rd round pick for a guy who had one. Hold on.
Can you answer my question?
Swan, I'm answering.
I'm not asking about the value. I'm asking about what he does.
I'm answering it. Talking about a 3rd round pick for a guy who can stretch the field, who can do all of that stuff, but showed it in 1 year in a historically great offensive scheme and offense in general that had weapons across the board, had everything possible, and he shined in it.
And he would pretty much have it here. So, I mean, the O-line is the only thing that's really suspect. No, hold up. The O-line is kind of the suspect part. We don't know. It's not going to be what their O-line is. However, he doesn't need that. I think Joe Mixon, I assume we're going to get another running back somewhere in this draft. Would hope so. CJ is better than Jared Goff. Don't care what happened last year. So I will trust CJ with Nico, Christian Kirk, and J-Mo. I'm sorry. That is nasty to try to cover.
And with the news broken last week of the press conference, he has more control of the offense that Nick Caley is giving him the keys to the kingdom.
Also like Ohio State, the way he making it sound.
Right. So,
and guess who else played at Ohio State? J-Mo. Let me tell you, if we're not committed to mediocrity here at the H-Town Rundown, which everybody knows we're not, we got to start swarming, and he is well worth. Honestly, I don't remember.
He didn't do shit.
Wow. I mean, we got the best corner duo in the league. So
one of the best secondary.
We were the 6th ranked defense. So I mean, I understand that, but
Jalen Petrie falling out too before he got hurt.
I mean, all pro. Hold up. Make sure you clarify that. That's all pro Stingley.
That's right. It lasted her a dog, you know. So
Yeah,
I mean, and talk about with the play
Sound like
action with
some excuses
Mixon.
to me.
Oh my lord. You put JMO. Oh,
okay. Try to think about the Eagles with AJ Brown and they had Devontae Smith
Devonta Smith. Yeah.
and that Super Bowl.
Yeah. How bad do you want it?
Obviously, they didn't have an answer for the defense. The Chiefs didn't, but they couldn't do shit with that offense either. Because guess what? You know what? If I focus on AJ, guess what? Who's there?
So,
Devontae. Hell, even Dotson was catching. I mean, I'm just saying is give my guy as many weapons, and I'm talking about top tier if you can. I'll give up a third. We got 2/3. So I'll give you 79.
so let me say this: if trading that third round pick means that you don't get 2 offensive linemen in this draft, and you only get one, and it's Tyler Booker, will you make that trade?
Say that one more time. The last piece.
If you trade for Jameson Williams with that one of your third round picks, the caveat is that you only get one offensive lineman, and that offensive lineman is Tyler Booker.
Lineman? Because I got 58. So why I'm not getting a lineman at 58? And why I'm not getting a lineman at 89?
You're not doing 3.
No. What I'm saying is you're making it seem like me giving up 1/3 that I can't get 2 on linemen. So 58 and 89 is still there.
I don't think they would do. It all depends on how the board falls.
No, I'm saying is I'm just saying based on the picks we have. I know obviously based on someone had posted, I think it was Texans cap. So I want to give credit. It may have been him or may have been somebody else. If it is, apologies, put up in the post. But showing that a minimum he makes 3 trades at least in the draft. So he's gonna get more picks.
Oh, now this is a good one Brandon brought up. Will we give up 4 years of Kalen Bullock for Jameson Williams right before playing him?
Oh, damn.
Because that's what's giving up a third is like.
Okay, but who's that third that I'm giving up?
That's why we don't know.
No. Here's my thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, damn, I could be giving up another Kalen Bullock.
Jalen Strong.
Jalen Strong.
Sam Montgomery. There's both on both sides. There's been bust on third rounds, and there's been some great picks in third round. So that point is invalid.
Right. I guess my thing is that we're saying this is the window, and we got an opportunity to do this. Take it. That's what Eagles do. That's what the Chiefs do. That's why their ass is there. That's what I mean. We got to take a chance, but that's not a real big gamble. That's one thing to say, would I give up first for him or would I give up second for him? Then at that point, I'd be having a different conversation with you. But
I think that we're at a point that I think we should, because you're not just going to trade 1/3. You're going to trade third and something else.
Okay, third and something from next year. But you make it conditional, whatever the case may be, because you know you got to pay him.
34.
So listen.
We're in a different conference. We're in the AFC than the NFC.
Right, and that's the part that I'm trying to speak on as well. Is that all those factors you just named? Why they're in the sense that Detroit is selling him. Why are we paying over market value when Detroit is trying to sell him? Detroit is initiating this scenario, this situation.
Okay. Remember when the Titans initiated getting rid of AJ Brown?
No, but I understand. I understand that part. But again, I feel like for AJ Brown, the Eagles got him on a bargain.
How?
They did.
How they get him on a bargain?
Because Tennessee didn't know what they're doing.
No. They gave a first round.
At the time, you talking about at the time when AJ Brown was traded, because we're going down the rabbit hole. We need to go ahead and talk about draft. Yeah. At the time, AJ Brown was traded. AJ Brown was considered a top 10, top 8 receiver in the league.
Right.
With that credentials, you're garnering more than just one first round pick. You're garnering a first and something else.
Okay, but I'm saying is,
and they got him on a bargain.
Yeah,
which
because
is different.
Marquise Brown was traded in that
they already
same
had
draft.
Devontae, so they was actually
See.
making up for a mistake that they had made when they didn't take Jettas. So, but here's the thing, I don't want to get off the tangent. The point is, taking the risk. A third rounder is not a risk for a top.
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's a risk. I'm just saying, going to my point that I just said is, and Mike, say your point again before I go. About Marquise Brown.
Oh yeah, Marquise Brown in that same draft class, that same night, he was also traded for a first round pick. Now, how did they produce comparatively?
But Marquise was not at the same talent. I mean,
but that goes to my point.
That same way though,
right? But I'm saying,
hold on, but Swan. But that's the point I'm trying to make. Marquise Brown and AJ Brown got traded for the same exact thing, same exact capital, and they're not even in the same level of talent.
One team was dumb, the other team wasn't.
But you're missing my point. My point is that regardless if the team is dumb, it still goes to the point that the Eagles got AJ Brown at a low cost, at a discount. Again, you saying Tennessee is dumb? Yes, but guess what? They sold their premium car. They sold their Maserati for a doggone Honda.
No, I'm talking about Marquise Brown being traded for the same compensation. One team was dumb. One guy was worth the first round pick. The other guy wasn't.
Can I make one point?
What's that?
The Detroit Lions are about to go into where they're about to pay a lot of their guys big money, and their contract's about to go into extensions. So trading Jameson is a good reason to get a good draft capital back, because you know you can't afford him because he's a luxury pick when you have your edge and you have your dominant D tackle that comes who got extension this year, is going to fall next year. Of course, your quarterback is inflating his contract.
We traded Laramie Tunsil because we know we got to get ready to pay.
Right. So that can be a reason why Detroit is thinking about. This reason why Detroit could be trading Jameson because they know they can't.
You can't pay everybody. What's that? We say we can't pay everybody. Correct. And my thing is that we're in a position where we're trying to win. Hey, if you trade and we're automatically, I'd like to be like what last year was when we traded for Stephon. What was it? We were so excited. We were like, damn, we got 3. Oh, that face you're making. I'm not reading, but
don't you don't like my comment on that one. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, I would love to have Nick Caley with having that type of arsenal. And then now that our quarterback is going to be in command of the offense, I would like for him to be set up. So if you tell me I give you 89 or 79 and I get Jameson Williams, you know what? Pick up that 5th year option and I work that shit out in another year or so. But maybe that puts me over this year. So that was my thinking.
So this is the thing. If you trade for Jameson Williams, does that mean you don't sign Tank Dell?
I worry about Tank Dell in 2026.
But again, if you're going to that again, Jamie, you're going to be worried about Jameson Williams, Tank Dell.
I don't think Tank Dell is not going to be commanding a lot of money, and based on his situation,
but again. Y'all just said you can't pay everybody, regardless of what the contract.
I don't worry about Tank Dell until 2027. I'm saying this. So I'll worry about that in 2027.
Yeah,
that's a good problem to have.
This is the thing.
Yes.
To counter Jules' point about Detroit going into they got to pay their players this and that. The situation that's different from us when it comes to paying players and paying people. And I've said it before, when the Texans get ready to pay C.J. Stroud, and they pay C.J. Stroud, paying C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson hinders nothing else that you want to do to their roster. Okay. You can do any and everything that you want to do to that roster, bringing in players, drafting players, whatever. Nothing is going to hinder you when you sign C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. The reason being, those contracts will be the ultimate cash flow for your team for the foreseeable future. So meaning, just like Philadelphia, they paid Jalen Hurts. They 100% gave all this stuff into Jalen Hurts. Guess what happens? Why Eagles are always, because they were able to make all these big signings and everything like that before they got Jalen Hurts. They signed Jalen Hurts to his big contract. Guess what?
They did extension since his contract.
That's my point.
Right, but I'm saying, right. Here's my thing it's simple. I'm looking at this year. If I get Jameson Williams and I win the Super Bowl, I don't give a damn. I won the Super Bowl. If I get the AFC Championship game.
I don't think Jameson Williams is a key to your Super Bowl, though.
Oh, so I disagree.
I don't think
with Nico on the other side.
I think that type of wide receiver does.
So then if that's the case, trade for Tyreek Hill.
Oh hell no.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill is not Jameson
all right.
Williams.
See how y'all offer Tyreek Hill.
That is not the same. That is not the same.
The closest thing to prime Tyreek Hill as there is in the league right now.
I'm sorry.
What?
JMO is the closest thing to prime Tyreek Hill.
Hell
Name another receiver who's closer.
Mike,
I didn't say he's as dominant as this stylistically. Name another receiver that's as close to Tyreek Hill as JMO. I'll wait.
Man, some dudes got to leave to get some comp picks. Dude, I'm worried about filling out my team and winning the Super Bowl. Comp picks I worry about in the off season.
There's only one Hill.
But anyway,
there's no one ever.
Hold on. So you're saying you wouldn't trade for Tyreek Hill? So let me ask you this:
Hill can cost you too much money. That's not even apples to apples.
How much is Hill making right now?
A boatload of money.
Yeah, too much.
Is he making?
At least 25. At least 25 million a year.
Yeah, he's in. Based on his cap hit, I mean, I think he's close to 30.
So, with what's going on in the wide receiver market, Jameson Williams is coming off a 1,000-yard season. We trade for him, and he goes off for 12, 13, 1,400 yards again, and have 10 touchdowns. How much are you paying Jameson Williams?
Did I win the Super Bowl?
No.
Did I get some tapes of the game?
You got to the same place you was last year.
So we go division round and we get bounced again with him.
What are you paying him?
You don't resign him.
Thank you.
So you just gave away a 3rd round pick.
We did it.
That's a risk you take.
We did for Diggs last year.
Can I ask something real quick? And we definitely do have to get off this and move on.
Yeah, we did for Diggs last year.
Yeah. So it's 2 things. One, Brandon, they're not confusing. He made it perfectly clear in the presser. He does not go by CJ. He goes by CD or 8. And he says, sorry, Mitchie, that's my guy, but it's CD. So you ain't got to get confused. CJ is the quarterback. EJ is the goddamn linebacker. And CD is your damn safety. Okay. Now, moving back to AD, because I almost forgot that thought. Do y'all remember Jules, Mike G, and everybody who's listening, that was a certain someone that is on this panel up here that was willing to give up a 1st-round pick for a dude by the name of T. Higgins and didn't mind paying him? And does that dude not get hurt? Don't play full seasons? Okay. But somebody's willing to do that.
T. Higgins
you're the one that opened your eyes real wide over there.
T
so
just
what
got
is
paid,
the difference?
He did.
Didn't T just get paid?
He did.
No. You were okay.
Yes.
You were advocating.
So go back on the timeline. And when was this talked about?
No, that's not it. You're willing to give up. You was talking about a 1st.
Yes.
And paying him.
This was before.
It does not matter.
It does matter. This was when the cupboards were bare. We
no.
This was before. This was advocated before Nico Collins' season with CJ Stroud. So let's go back and return the clock.
No, let's not go back. Let's go to the mock drafts before you go back.
Because y'all want to go to this revisionist history. We can go back. But let's talk about it when we talked about it. This was before Nico Collins went off on not this past year, the year before. This is before Nico Collins' season. This was when we didn't know what the hell Nico Collins was, and we didn't have shit else next to Nico Collins. That's when that statement and application was made. That's when that push for T.
You
Higgins
still wanted
happened.
him. Hold up. You still
And I was
wanted
willing
him
to give, up a
even
first
after
round
he went
pick.
off, because you would have preferred him over Diggs.
Again, I was willing to give up a first round pick for T. Higgins when I didn't think we had any other receivers that were worth a damn on the roster. That's my point. Again, I called Stephon Diggs. Since you want to bring up Stephon Diggs, people who are on the spaces with us, I called Stephon Diggs trade a year ahead of time, and I was told I was a damn fool. And I'll be damn a year later.
Right, but they ain't who you wanted. You wanted Higgins over Diggs.
I wanted T. Higgins.
You were still on the T. Higgins thing.
Yeah.
Because you kept saying they ain't gonna pay him. They ain't gonna pay him. But anyway, let's move on.
Cause see, this is Jews want this right here. Jews want to
a 10-minute conversation. A 10-minute
But anyway,
conversation.
but I do have a quick question. Just real briefly. Monday was actually the first day with all our guys coming back into the building. So we definitely want to acknowledge that, technically OTAs have kicked off. It's the conditioning portion of it, but a little bit real quick. How do we feel about the pressers that CJ and Will and them have? Will like he was like a little kid going back to school, and he couldn't wait to get in. And it's raining outside, and he all smiling coming into the building. I was like, oh.
EJ Speed ain't gonna be on this team much longer.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Why? What happened?
Look, he was a depth piece, and you saw Will Anderson the way he dodged that question.
When he did that, no, he didn't dodge it. He actually made it worse. He said, "What does he bring?"
He should have just said speed. That should have been.
Yeah, and made a joke. He like, hell no, he ain't. No, my boy got this. Harris ain't going nowhere.
I mean, shoot, he played with Toto and Christian Harris. What's he supposed to say?
No, hold on. We think CJ got pulled. Damn well. Will got it.
Dang, hey, again.
I like what CJ said. I like the direction that he's going to have more control over the offense. So, yeah.
Now, see, Kaylee, this is the thing. CJ put it out there. And if Nick Caley come back and go on his word and don't give that control.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think you're going to have the same problem that you had with Slowick. Slowick was inexperienced, whereas Caley has. Why is your
Caley inexperienced too?
No. First of all, we said that 2 years ago, and the argument got dragged down.
No, what I mean is that the difference is this is somebody who actually has been a position coach, has learned offense under McVay. I think you have a better idea of how to do it. You can learn by talking to your quarterback. I think Slowick was copying what somebody was doing and then put his own flair to it. I think the difference is Caley is looking because he's young. I think you're trying to be that quote unquote next McVay, Ben Johnson, whatever kind of guy. Why are you doing that?
Everything that you were saying 2 years ago, we were saying the exact same thing.
We thought, hey, you know what?
He's young.
Not we.
Hold on. He's young.
Uh-huh.
At the time, Kyle Shanahan, master offensive mind, people were putting Kyle Shanahan down. If it was McVay and Kyle Shanahan was right there underneath him as top offensive mind, he's learning under Kyle Shanahan.
We never said he was a top offensive mind.
Who not?
I thought you said Slowick. Nobody said he was a top offensive. Oh, you talking about Shanahan?
I'm literally.
But hold on. But what was the concern? But hold up. What was the concern folks had? He had never been a position coach. What was his expertise on offense? And what did most people, I won't say everybody, kept saying, oh, I wish we had a seasoned person, someone that could help him. We don't hear anybody saying, well, who's going to be helping Caley?
Yeah, I have. Who the hell is that? And that was, again, we talked about that on that episode when we were talking about who is the potential offensive coordinators. I said, if you bring in a guy like Nick Caley, who else are you bringing in with him? I said that because I specifically, and I will rerun this tape back, And I said, I do not want the same situation that we just had with Bobby Slowick. I said when we hired Bobby Slowick, give me somebody with him.
The only thing that Nick has over Bobby, Nick has learned 2 different systems in his career.
That's it.
Bobby only knew
But that
one.
does help.
Hold on. So Bobby only knew one, and that was the point that I was trying to make. Everyone wants to blame Bobby, but Bobby never had enough on his bag to adjust. He didn't know how to adjust from coaching what he learned. He didn't have enough knowledge to say, let me try something else. So when people say he was a bully, he was a dictator, he was aggressive, he was ego, it wasn't that. It was that's all he knew.
But that
So
is that is. But
no, hold on. So when it's all you know, that's the only thing you know. Do you have to go on to what your
right, but
book knowledge is?
Hold up. But we do this if it's not working and your quarterback is telling you certain things and you're refusing to listen, and when folks try to suggest to you and you ignore it, that's bad leadership.
Because he don't know how to coach other than what he knows.
Right. So that's
but if you're not flexible,
that's the point.
That's the point.
He can't. So the point that Jules is making is that he can't be flexible because you have nothing to be flexible with.
No,
if you don't have the experience and you don't have the multitude or the multiple systems or multiple experiences, you've been around the world 3 or 4 times and you don't have that experience and all you know is what you know, you can't adjust, is what Jules is saying. That was the problem with Bobby Slowick. We going way back on the TikTok.
Right.
We are doing a whole bunch of on the yapping on the TikTok right now. But
we really have to get to the
we about to go after this statement. Is that the point with Bobby Slowick is that he didn't have the ability to adjust or change, because if you don't have anything in your bag, let's use guns, Swan. If you got a pistol in your bag and that's all you got, and you run out of bullets and you ain't got nothing else to go, you ain't got no knife, you ain't got nothing else to defend yourself with,
you're gonna die. You're gonna die with
No.
You're
gonna die with the weapon you brought. I'm gonna use that. I like the gun analogy. I'm gonna use this. No, he didn't have one gun. He had a shotgun. He had an AR. He had a couple of pistols or whatever. Hold up. Let me finish. Okay. Someone is telling you, deciding that you go try to use that pistol. You ain't got but about maybe 15 rounds. Now that AR, you got 30 rounds. Somebody saying, hey, you got 30 rounds, or you got this AR over here. You use, no, this pistol is here. Because you understand, this is my granddaddy pistol. He used it in such and such, and this is all I know. But they saying, no, but here in the safe, you actually got a shotgun over here, goddammit. You got some up. You don't want to listen because you're familiar. I'm saying, because as a person with guns, and I am an avid gun lover, you have your gun that you have a preference. And that's just your safety blanket. But you have to understand different scenarios call for different times to use a different weapon. He refused to even open the fucking safe to even experiment with other guns until the very end, because here's when you say he couldn't adjust. We watched him do it at different times.
I don't think that was Bobby.
No, so this is the thing.
Okay, we got this.
Yeah, we can go. We're gonna switch, but till you add on to your analogy, the gun wasn't in the safe, it was buried in the backyard.
Okay,
and
the point is they told him where it was, and he refused to go out there and go get it.
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know. When you tell him it's in the backyard and it's over there in that backyard somewhere, and he look out there and he don't see shit but green grass. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that stuff. But let's go. Let's go.
You ready, Mike G?
This y'all carrying the show. I appreciate y'all very much.
Yeah, let's do this. Can we do this as fast?
Yeah, of course. I ain't about
to. We were gonna go slow, but
I ain't want to say normal either, because we don't want to hold Jules up past his bedtime.
Oh, because Jules got to be up work at 4 a.m. So yes.
Yeah, so
All right, y'all ready to go?
Yes.
That's why the glasses on right now.
Your glasses were already on.
No, that's why the glasses were on. Not my contacts.
All right, and here we go. And you got to trade down with Buffalo
I'm considering that one. Keep going.
and KC.
No.
See, y'all just hate KC.
No, you understand this. I'm getting
I
to
would
the
not be another
58.
I'm
Buffalo.
joking. I'm joking.
No,
I
I'm
just,
getting
I would not be
62,
another
and I'm picking
Buffalo.
58, so I'm taking that.
I would not be another Buffalo.
Why?
all right.
No. I would not be another Buffalo that gives KC a prime weapon. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So let's look at we got our picks. Unfortunately, a lot of these picks are gone. That would have been in my
Memphis
top
at
5.
29. Zabel is there at 27. Nolan is there at 26. Scroll down a little bit. Go down a little bit. Okay. Conley is at 35. So Luther Burden, Donovan Jackson, all there. So I'll give you my perspective and then we can talk. So as much as I would love to take a Mecca right here, I can get an extra pick at 62 because I'm at 58. I'd be at 62. I have 79 and 89. I could really do some damage being, what is that, 5 picks in the top 100, top 90. And I would rather, because I'm looking at offensive linemen that are after Dart, if you scroll up. So that is my reason, is that I can get Conley. Or if you want to go deep tackle, you could go God darn it, what's that boy name? Ohio State. Tyleek Williams. I can go Travion Henderson. I mean, just different things I could do. But I would trade out and get that extra pick. But if I don't trade out, then I want a Mecca. Because I'm gonna have to explain to CJ why he was there and I passed him up. I'm just pretending I'm dead.
This was a nasty ass trade.
Ooh. That's ain't no way in the world you trade that for Madden Golden.
Nope.
There's no way in the world.
I mean, if there's one team,
go. Who was their first pick? Third.
They picked Abdul Carter.
Oh, that was a good one. They can, so they have the luxury. They can do it.
They ain't got a quarterback.
The problem they have is they don't have a quarterback. I've Joe Flacco.
So the thing about it is that Shadur was at 3. I think they would have made this trade if Shadur was available at 17 instead of Golden.
So Mike, what you doing? You want to trade out?
Yeah, I'm trading down with Buffalo.
Good job. Jules? I'm with them. They run this show today.
Thank you.
Made the trade, and you got Buffalo want to trade again. They want to trade back.
Nope.
Then Philly want to trade
down.
No, hell no, because they 7th-round pick. They know but the 9th-round pick. Shit.
You got the Jets.
Not a priority signing there.
The Jets want to trade.
We did pick last one at 42 last year. Just
hey, but the Jets want to trade right now. They want to trade.
That's a nice little trade. That'd be hard for me to pass up. I ain't gonna lie.
You will be with 42, 58, 62, 73, 79, 89.
Right, and let's face it, he's going to turn around and trade back probably in the second latter half again.
But we ain't even got to pick anybody yet. So
again, no, I'm saying is having that kind of it's kind of like having that ammunition because I think what is it? 49ers have 11 picks or 13 picks. Philly has 10 or 11. I want the flexibility. If I got picks that are that close together, if I see somebody that falls in the second round, I want to come back and get 3 players in the second round. But that's just me.
Mike, what you think?
Let's see, scroll down a little.
Because look who's on the board.
Yeah, Ibuka and Zabel both taken.
This is a weird pick to me.
Not for the Ravens.
Yeah, Baltimore does need edge help though.
Yeah, that's not for them because they actually we did a draft the other night and actually they was looking for him. Click on offense real quick for me, and then click on OT, and let's see. So
y'all want to go fast, but then take y'all time making picks.
No, hold up. Okay, hold up. Do you want to run this? Let me finish this. So Conley is still there. Scroll up. Okay, Charles Grant is at 101, so he's still there as a tackle. Okay, go OG. And the only reason I'm saying is that helps me decide whether or not you should trade or not, because let's face it, we are looking for O-line. So you got Donovan Jackson at 43. So we've dropped to 42. Jonah is there. Wyatt is there. You got Tate that's still there. So that's why I would be okay trading again, because I'm still not, to me, losing the opportunity. And then for DT, if you want to say, okay, what if it's a defensive tackle? Go defense real quick for me. And go DT at the top. So you got all these guys here that are going to be available if we drop. So we got options if we drop 12 spots. What do you think, Mike G?
Yeah, honestly, I'm taking the trade down.
Okay.
Man, y'all keep trading down. We ain't gonna pick the goddamn pick.
Yes, we are.
Hey, I'm listening. I'm for how I feel about this draft and the prospects in this draft. I have no problem with that trading down. I think you get a lot of good players,
Yes, except
and that's
exactly.
and that's what you need in this draft. So I love that fact that we trading down, because there's
And-
nobody I'll pick at 30.
And the fact of the matter is, you look at the last 3 drafts, Nick
drafted 3
Cassero has
times.
picked 9 prospects all 3 years.
And he traded 3 times at least in all of those drafts. So
What's crazy is that now you trading back to your first pick this year. What was your first pick last year?
That's okay.
Yeah.
We did good with that, didn't we?
We did.
They said trade it.
Okay, we ain't trading anymore. I'm gonna say that now.
You don't want to trade. Hold on. Now look at this one. You don't want to go down 4 spots and get another 80?
Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Okay.
No, go back to trade offers. Go back to trade offers. There's one more trade there.
It was only 2.
Oh, we're not doing
Definitely not that one.
Chargers,
Okay.
But that Falcons one. Ugh, yeah, that looked good. What do you think, Mike G? Tempted, ain't it?
Well, let me look at the board first.
Yeah,
Go to all. AD, go to all 4.
We done lost Emeka Buka, Luther Burton, Walter Nolan, Trey Harris, Amarian
we still got
David Nolan.
Go to all. Go to all.
Okay, still got Connerly.
Mm-hmm.
Still got Jackson.
Still got Jackson.
Raymond, you got Donovan Jackson. Scroll up a little.
We trade down. I'm cool with Donovan Jackson. If you tell me trade down, we getting Donovan Jackson.
Yeah.
I want Donovan Jackson, but that's just me right now. I think I'm good with trading down.
I do want him. So if you want to say no to it, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, as tempted as I am by that offer, I think the Colts would snatch him. So I'm taking.
Okay, let's go Donovan Jackson. We'll turn it down.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead. First pick is at 40. First of all, shit.
That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for.
That looks good.
Absolutely.
And by the way, if we don't use any future picks from next year's class in this draft, we're using them during the season. Nick Cassero will make trades during the season.
We don't really have that many picks next year.
No, I'm saying, but one of them, like there will be a trade where there's a
but now we got 2. Now we got 2
to be available
with that trade there, because we got 2 fourths right now for next year. That is a 3 fourths next year. So that 1 of 4, he go use to trade back up.
So just to remind everybody, you picking from 42 to 89, and you don't pick again for another damn near 100.
Okay, but how many picks? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 6 picks, and this in the top. Hold up, that's top 90.
Mm-hmm.
So can you go and click on Donovan before you click on the wrong thing?
Whoops. No.
No.
One pick and you get another 4.
Okay, so let me ask this. You can hide it. So you think that Baltimore is probably going to take somebody that we may want. So we got Kyle Williams gone. Goddamn Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Shut up.
So, I love Kyle Williams.
Travion Henderson. We could.
Shut up. Is Judkins there? So technically, he probably is still there.
You got Connerly.
See, he's there.
Caleb
Williams is there at 53.
Johnson.
Uh-huh. Caleb Johnson there at 53. If you know,
I wouldn't want Caleb Johnson. Not right now.
Judkins.
I think that's still too high. You picking at 62. You picking 4 picks later.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but I could see.
We still now, mind you, we did all this trading back.
Okay, hold on.
We've
So
been
hold on.
talking about
Go
wide
on
receiver
So okay.
forever, and we ain't got not damn wide
Okay.
receiver.
We could. What number are we at?
58 and
So
62.
what about because I have certain guys in here that are not actually considered at the top of the draft. Once we not do that, but Higgins is a guy I know folks want to make it seem like he's another Xavier Hutchinson. He's not.
No,
Jalen Rawls is there.
Mind you, we just had a whole argument about how this offense need weapons, and we talked about Jameson Williams, and now we settling.
But see, we haven't gotten to
traded
some
back.
position.
We don't traded back so much. We don't missed out on a lot of weapons.
Okay, hold up. All right, we running this. We just asked for a little commentary. So, do you want to take a wide receiver here?
I'm quiet, Swan. You ain't got for me. I'm quiet.
For me,
or do you want to do another lineman?
Yeah, this might be a hot take. I'm going Connerly.
Okay, that's not a hot take. I'm good with that.
Okay,
Connerly, it is.
Jules,
I ain't got nothing to say. They run the show. I'm quiet.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Josh Connerly at 58.
Okay, so we have a tackle and we have a guard, and we have a guard that can play tackle if we need to. Nope.
Trade.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So, now let's look at wide receiver.
Uh-huh.
You gotta go way down the road.
No. Scroll up.
You gotta go that far.
Just hit wide receiver. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, Betch and Higgins.
I'm not doing Beck. You know that.
What you got against them?
Honestly, I'm not doing neither one of them motherfuckers.
Okay. I have other guys down there I'm interested in that are in the later rounds. A Bond. I mean, I like Nick Nash. I like Lane. Isaac was one. Go up. Ty Felton is another one. Torrey Horton is one.
I like Horton.
So that's what I'm saying. Ricky White is another one that I like because it's on my list. I like Dante Thornton. Fast, big. Hey.
I know you like the bunch
I'm not touching Savion Williams. Only reason why I won't do Xavier simply because I'm not sure how he makes it on the field since I got Christian Kirk there. So I'm not trying to use pick 62 for somebody who may or may not be starting right away. So if I'm doing that, I'm going
Conley ain't starting right away.
No, I like Ferguson more. So I can wait. I like Ferguson more than Fanning.
So what do you do? Do you go and get Judkins right now?
I'm fine going Judkins right now. What about you?
Now look, people know. Like I was writing about Judkins 2.5 years ago, some SEC columns, and I was like in love with this game. But I think wide receiver is the bigger priority. I am completely in favor of Higgins and Betch.
Now, mind you, Mike, you only picking 11 picks later, so it's not like
but I think you're gonna miss out on both of them if you don't take it.
Click back on it again. 66. Yeah, I could see KC possibly taking, but here's the thing is, but the running back, because I don't want KC getting the goddamn running back. Because they need one. So I can see them going Judkins. Hell no. Give me Judkins.
Jules?
Because there are other wide receivers that I feel comfortable taking.
You want wide receiver or Judkins?
I have no vote in this situation.
Mike.
No, I'm talking to Mike D.
He talked to Mike. She ain't talking to me.
Yeah.
Receiver for me.
Okay, we need y'all to break the tie.
Receiver.
Okay.
Judkins.
You ass.
Just want to do chaos.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all.
I'm not a fan of neither one of those two receivers, so I would go Judkins over those two.
Right. Here's the thing is, to me, there's not Judkins is immediate to me, and back there with Spelling, Mixon. I just think it would be a great combination. And I just think there are other very good wide receivers that are there. Whereas when you start looking at the running backs, there are some that are there that you go like, yeah, I take a chance with, but nah, I'd rather go with Judkins. Go with me here. Go with me here, Mike G. I'll let you take Beck if
he
he's there.
already picked him.
Okay.
Yeah, the tiebreaker, the
Hey,
host.
who'd you pick?
Judkins. What he wanted?
Swan was controlling it. Now, do y'all want to trade down for another fourth? Everybody, they giving away these fourths.
No, because no, we gotta get the wide receiver.
Oh, now we gotta get a wide receiver.
No,
So this is the beauty.
compromised.
This is hold on. Listen to this. This is the beauty of it. None of them receivers were taken in the
That's
11 picks. None of them. So you back at square one.
I told
Mike.
you, trust me. Higgins. 963.
Mike won't Beck. You want Higgins. Who you want, Jules?
I have a slight preference towards Betch, but I am not at all upset with Higgins. So
Okay, Higgins.
I'm Higgins. By voice.
Boom.
Do you trade?
Nope.
Definitely not that one. But
yeah, we're not helping them. You know, we would take their fourth. I'm not helping them. Can you do DT?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Jared Wilson.
No, Jared Wilson. What the hell are we
Jared
talking about?
O-line fixed. Jared Wilson.
Go. We ain't got to talk about it. Click that button.
The upside with Wilson.
Man, you ain't got to do that. No. Just click. We're not even talking about it. Now my O-line is set.
It's set.
No.
What if they all bust?
No.
Statistically, that is not going to happen.
No. Nah, give me. I'll take Ferguson right here.
Go to my picks.
I got a wide receiver. I got a running back. I got a center, tackle, and a guard. Give me my goddamn tight end that can block too.
Yeah, we're looking at tight end and D tackle.
Oh,
and also
okay,
trade
so
on
81. Okay, so no reason why
it's a whole offensive draft.
It's mostly.
So this is this guy.
Okay, go DT. I'm sorry, you know Jules. You know how he is. Go DT. Go defense.
Because you got Omar Norman Lott, who's a pretty good.
You dog.
Didn't have a great RAS score. This guy, as much as, and this is me, I'm against taking Shamar Turner. But if I can put any money on it, if he's available in the 4th or 5th round, the Texans will take him. Even though I don't think we got a 4th or 5th round pick.
Hit DTs. I want to see who all are there.
Those two I was talking about.
No, but hold on. So keep going down.
And Pegues is a guy that
Cam Jackson is one that's on my but hold up. Now who's in the 236? I just want to see.
Cam Jackson?
Get out of Florida.
He's not the 450-pound guy, is he?
Cam Johnson is decent at best.
Okay. What's the other one that's 450 pounds at Florida?
He's big and can't move.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so it's slim pickings when you get to D tackle. So I will sacrifice and we will go with Omar.
What was that trade offer though from Carolina?
Oh yeah, that would have gave us but that's
one pick.
Oh, that was the 79. Okay.
Yeah. So gonna go Omar.
Mike.
Yeah, Ferguson or Watts. Flip a coin.
Jules.
He ain't pick nobody for defense. So I'm
quiet.
I would rather go Ferguson. I would rather go Ferguson.
Let me ask you this, Jules. If you had to pick a D tackle, who would you pick, Lott or Turner?
Are those two?
Mm-hmm.
I go Ferguson, but I'd rather have Turner than all those.
But he's like, okay, so we going Ferguson.
Yeah. I think I could put weight on Turner.
Because his thing is, Nick is gonna turn around and trade and use next year's pick. Because remember, we got a fourth rounder from the Jets down there at the bottom, so he's gonna package something and move up. There's no way he's gonna not have another pick to 236. So I'd rather go and get Ferguson now, and then I work on how later on, if you want to, we could propose trades if you want to now to give us something in the fourth or fifth round, or.
Okay, where are we at? Who's in the fourth round? Who would you want to trade with?
San Francisco got plenty of picks. They got
Carolina's got hella picks.
Philly has hella picks, so I know they do.
We get control to the wrong two people.
No, we did not.
The wrong two. They got
okay. Wait the Thursday through Saturday and see what happens.
They got picks galore. They got players galore. These two over here. Swan and Mike.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Hey, so,
I'm going to propose a trade with Carolina because they have 3 fourth-round picks.
Okay.
I would say trade if they can give us. I would say 114 for.
No, let's go 127 because it may not cost as much. Okay. Give them the Jets because Jets pick probably gonna be higher. They're probably gonna turn that down. But let's see. Yeah. You got to give up more.
4s.
Give up 2 4s. And the Jets, yeah. And then one of the 7s to see what happened.
Denied.
Hey.
So now you have a 4th-round pick. So who are you taking now?
I'm still taking Ferguson at 89. Jules, who would you like? Jordan Phillips is there. That's a D tackle. Maryland.
Dylan Sampson is a
okay. What about Caldwell from Oregon?
Pegues.
Okay, JJ, how you pronounce it?
Pegues.
Yeah.
Pegues.
He's there.
RJ.
Why not just sort by DT?
So this is the thing. We took Quishon Junkins, but RJ Harvey. Shit.
No, you picked it beyond against everybody else's wishes. You broke the tiebreaker.
No.
This goes back to my point of why I didn't want to use this one because ain't no way in hell RJ Harvey is rated that low.
It's because of his age.
Yeah,
at running back, he's like a 25-year-old rookie.
He was. I mean,
Jordan Phillips.
He was in the 4th round in other ones.
And I don't think he slides this far, but I don't.
No, but I'm saying he's rated as a 5th, 6th round pick.
Yeah, he'll probably. I mean, he's a day 2 pick, probably 3rd round. But
so, who do you feel comfortable with?
Go to corner.
Corey Black. Ran a 4.35.
Hold up. Hold up. Click back on this profile. I need to know if the motherfucker got tackling issues. That's the one thing I be looking at. Are you familiar with them?
Not really, no.
An off man has hyperactive twitch. Okay.
Or DQ, they didn't trade it all the way picks. They don't worry about the late round picks. They wanted the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th picks.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? We'll give you this one.
I'd rather have corner than any D tackle on the board right now.
Okay. So you'll take Corey Black?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Corey Black it is. Honestly, I'm taking. Whoa. How about that? I'm taking Michigan State Grant at the top of the 2nd. New boy shine. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
Blue Boy
Stackhouse. You got
Shine. I am not
ETN.
taking Grant at the top of the second. If I trade back, that's not going to be my first pick.
I like Brooks.
Hold on a minute.
That's
So
a
what are we
good
looking at?
Flavius Marks is a good one. Tight end, yeah.
Lachey would have been the only one I've been interested in because I would just that they block and but y'all looking at linebackers, edge.
Yeah, I looked at linebackers. I'm looking at safety, edge, Darren Sorrell.
Mm-hmm.
Darren Sorrell, that's
I'm fine with that one.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Johnny Walker. Nah.
No.
Y'all want to do Darren Sorrell?
Yeah.
Jules, you good?
Yep. There we go. All right, Jules, you happy? You got 2 defensive players in the draft. Let's see if we can get you. Hey, okay, screenshot that so we can, post it. If not, I can.
H-Town Rundown final mock draft. Y'all got everything y'all wanted.
But only one receiver.
No. But hold up. I got a tight end.
See,
I got a tight end. That's a weapon.
Swan. This is a Swan mock draft. I know, Mike, you got a lot of influence on it.
Yeah.
But this is
Hold
what
up.
Swan
Oh,
always
now
wanted.
it's my mock draft.
Well,
Okay.
Swan, who else wanted two O linemen, a tight end, and a receiver?
Somebody said Jared
I
Wilson.
advocated for
linemen.
Connolly.
That was him.
3 O linemen.
He was very much
Yeah.
on board with that.
I love Jared Wilson, so yeah.
Yeah, he was screaming. No.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Jared Wilson. Like I said, this was made for y'all. When I talked to y'all earlier, I said this is y'all. Y'all do y'all, and this is clearly what y'all did. Good job.
Okay, no, can you put that back up there somehow? Because I'd like to know what
guys.
others felt about overall the picks. For those that are still here.
I mean, I could tell you when we get to the playoffs, we're not giving up 8 sacks.
No. And I
Yes,
guarantee
the hell, hold on. Yes, the hell you are, because you got all them rookies on the line and they don't know what the hell they're doing.
And then they've had a full season to get acclimated.
No. Them some dogs.
We work on that continuity, work on that communication.
Them ain't no puppies, okay?
So they dogs, but they poodles.
No, they ain't no fucking poodles.
Hey, what was last of it?
I'm just gonna say that no, they ain't no poodles.
All right, good people.
So nobody had any comments on it?
Nah, they got 225 and they
Yeah.
They taking notes.
Yeah, they been.
I taking notes on Mike. You cocky with this. Got the chest all high, don't you?
I mean, this is the best time of the year.
But all in all, program.
But seriously, if we could come out of the draft with something similar or close to something like that, I feel like that sets us up going, because somebody's going to be contributing from that. I don't expect all. What was it? How many picks was that? 80.
It was 8.
8, 9.
Yeah, it was 8 picks. 8 picks.
8 picks. All 8 picks are not going to be day one, bam, week 1. So I'm very realistic. Screw Donovan Jackson. We got to find a better Booker. Why the hell you want Booker over goddamn Donovan? But anyway, sorry, Mike.
You want Cody Strange?
No.
Hey. You want Cody Strange? That's what you want for the Patriots.
But
I guess my thinking is that what we drafted in that first first picks from 30 to 89, at least 2 of them I would expect are going to be major contributors. I would say probably 3, because I would expect Jared Wilson to either start. Hold up, let me finish. He's either gonna start or he's gonna push Patterson or Scruggs, because one of them 3 will be starting week 1. Or if you start Patterson or Scruggs and you're seeing they're struggling, guess what? I can throw the rookie in.
So where Conley gonna play?
Hold up. The reason why I say that is
so this is the conundrum, because you sit up here well, if Scruggs and Patterson are struggling, I'm gonna put the rookie in. Then you put the rookie in, and then he struggles. Then you go back to Scruggs and Patterson.
I'm not
Y'all
doing that.
so confident these
No,
rookies gonna be
no,
fine.
I'm not.
Go ahead, Mike. You
gotta have
cheesing
it.
from
No.
ear to ear, cheer. You
No.
cheesing from ear to ear.
What?
My question is, where Conley gonna play? Who you gonna push?
Greg.
I would
Or
put
Cam
him
Robinson?
no, actually,
Cam Robinson.
I probably would put him left guard.
Then what the hell you doing with Donovan Jackson?
Okay.
See, that's the conundrum you get.
Hold up. No, hold up. I'd rather have that problem. So guess what? Maybe
We got 12. Hold on. Right now, we got 12 offensive linemen already on the roster.
Here's my thing is,
we're gonna
let me go. No, let me go in with 90 in camp. What is their number one thing that D'Amico says? It's all about the competition. So we didn't have anybody on the O-line that felt threatened last year that they could lose their damn jobs. So now we got rid of 3 of those starting O-linemen. So everybody's job is not safe. And y'all, I keep saying, you just never know with Titus.
I know somebody. The Titus job is safe. I know
Blake Fisher's job is
told
safe.
me, hold up.
Blake Fisher's job is safe.
No, you
and
told
Ken
me
Robinson's job is
Kenyon,
safe.
you told me Kenyon was safe, and I told you what. Here's my thing is, I would rather go into OTA.
Y'all look. Let me say this. Everybody that knows me, y'all got that whole one-up thing, or I got your moment is Kenyon Green. And if that's the only thing you can ever say you got me on, I'm motherfucking batting 900. I'm good.
Okay, I was wrong. I thought it was going to be Titus that got traded. Goddamn was Thompson. But the point was, I figured one of them was going to be gone. You couldn't have what happened last year. And the way D'Amico was speaking at that presser, that man like he was pissed. But he kept it under control. But he said it wouldn't happen again. You will not play like that. Not saying you're not going to get sacks or whatever. But that shit that happened, 9 in a fucking playoff game.
So,
but my thing is that last year, what was the complaint when we were in training camp? If y'all recall, the concern was they didn't do enough on the O-line, and they didn't trust. Nobody trusted because one, you had Titus and you had Laramie who were coming off of procedures, so they weren't doing anything, and then there was not real good depth. Now I'd rather have the issue. Who am I gonna play? Because now you're fighting for a job. Just because I signed you in the offseason ain't guaranteeing you I'm giving you this job. Cam Robinson, guess what, buddy? You got to bust your ass.
No, you ain't paying no $12 million for a left tackle. You ain't gonna play him to season.
Okay, no, hold up. See, that's the
thing. You only gonna carry 7 players from the O line. You know, you can't carry all the players that you.
Hold up. You can get benched.
But
so his thing is, hold up. Here's the thing we're not talking about. We have old linemen that don't stay healthy. That's just been our MO.
But Swan, you can't.
But Cam has been healthy, though.
Yeah, but the thing also to the point, Jules. This is the point. You're not going to go into the season with 10 or 11 offensive linemen. You pay Cam Robinson. You pay Langston Tomlinson. Like I can see you cutting Ingram. You still have Blake Fisher. You still have Titus Howard.
4.
You still have Juice Scruggs.
5.
You still have Jared Patterson. You still have Cam Robinson. You have
already said Cam Robinson.
Yeah.
I gotta
his thing is Deculus,
I'm trying to get
Broker, and all of dude, those scrubs, all them dudes.
I understand that, but again, I want to get a programming note because I'm a
Trent Brown. Yeah, Trent Brown.
Trent Brown is another one.
Bye. You ain't signed. I mean, what you gave him was really nothing.
But again, Trent,
and he may not be ready before week 4 or 5 because he coming off the knee.
Let me say this. I'm not an advocate, and this is just my opinion. I'm not an advocate of having a super young offensive lineman with no veterans, or one veteran in the whole offensive line group, or 2 veterans in a whole offensive line group, and expecting them to perform better and be a wall for CJ Stroud. I just don't think that's realistic. I think you have to have a good mix of veterans and rookies. And if you're talking about drafting 3 offensive linemen and basically getting rid of all your veterans, and the only veterans you're gonna have on this roster is Cam Robinson and Titus Howard, we're in for a shitload. You thought last year was worse. It was bad.
But
it's gonna be
will
just,
it? Because we don't know what Scruggs
we didn't know.
or Houston going to be. I
We didn't
expect
know.
one of them to be
And they was
good
bad.
with a better O-line scheme and
but
coach.
again,
Here's my thing is, it's a good problem to have. I'd rather have the problem of figuring out what I'm going to do with them than not have them. Because all the folks you named, except for Titus Howard, technically he's still on the contract. No, I think he'll be here after next year, but that's just me. But all the others, so let's just say Titus Howard, he is truly the only one that is under contract next year.
But guess what?
But no, let me finish.
Swan, this gonna be one of them Soprano moves that's gonna pop off.
Why not have those guys so you are in a position that you're not desperate next year, and we out there going to get scraps again, or we're trying to draft when we can get them now.
But again,
don't be need. Here, thing is, you say don't draft for need. Right now, you're saying we don't have the need. Well, you take them now, and then next year, guess what? You're in a position to say, if you ball out, I resign one of you or 2 of you. If you don't, I can say deuces, and I got an O-line.
So, with that, we can continue this conversation on Friday when we are live streaming the NFL draft. And shout out to Ruben and Athletically Declined. Me and Jules will be in attendance at the draft party, so you will see us on other programs as we're representing the H-Town Rundown podcast. So again, this is, draft week. Happy draft week. It's AD birthday week. It's a lot going on.
Happy birthday.
Early birthday.
43?
Hell nah. That's nah. See, you trying to put me up there.
That's diabolical.
I ain't touching that. But again, appreciate everybody watching us live. It'll be a lot more going on. As the week progresses, you'll see a lot more of us, a lot more activity with the H-Town Rundown, but definitely tune in on Friday. We'll be live streaming the draft where you can see the draft and you can interact with us as well while we do our live commentary on the draft as the picks are being called. Rounds 2 and 3. So y'all be sure to join us and tune in, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Shout out my co-host Mike G, Auntie Swan, Jules, and myself, AD. We will see y'all when we see y'all on Friday. Peace.